The one asset that 98% of billionaires are completely ignoring is about to become the single greatest wealth transfer event in modern history. While they load up on gold, farmland, and Bitcoin, they are sleeping on the one metal that historically exploded 1,000% or more during every single currency collapse of the past 200 years. Today, we are going to name that asset. We're going to show you exactly why the billionaires are blind to it. We're going to walk through the receipts, the historical precedents, the supply-demand math, and the timeline that makes this the last real asymmetric opportunity before Stage 6 turns the dollar into wallpaper. And when you see the numbers, you will understand why the next 12 to 24 months will separate those who become the new rich from those who become the new poor. Yesterday, we exposed the three assets the billionaires are actually buying: physical gold in Singapore vaults, strategic farmland across multiple continents, and institutional Bitcoin held in cold storage. We named names. We showed filings. We proved they have finished their moves. Today, we flip the script. Today, we reveal the one asset almost none of them own in meaningful size. The asset that crushed gold's performance in Weimar Germany, the asset that outperformed every single investment class during the French assignat collapse, the Confederate dollar collapse, the Hungarian peng collapse, the Zimbabwe dollar collapse, and every other hyperinflation event in recorded history. That asset is physical silver. I want you to listen very carefully because what I am about to show you is not theory. It is not speculation. It's not hopium. It is cold, hard, documented historical fact combined with current supply and demand fundamentals that are setting up the most lopsided risk-reward ratio any asset has ever seen going into a currency collapse. Let us start with the historical proof nobody can argue with. During the Weimar hyperinflation of 1921 to 1923, gold rose roughly 900% in mark terms. Silver rose over 2,400% in the same period. 1 ounce of silver that bought 40 loaves of bread in 1921 bought over 1,000 loaves by late 1923. People who held silver became the new aristocracy. People who held paper marks, bonds, or even gold in small amounts were wiped out. The same pattern repeated in Hungary in 1946. Gold rose about 1,000%. Silver rose over 4,000% in the final 6 months. In Zimbabwe, between 2007 and 2009, gold rose roughly 800% against the Zimbabwe dollar. Silver rose over 3,200% in the final year alone. These are not anomalies. These are patterns. And the pattern is crystal clear. In the terminal phase of every currency collapse, silver outperforms gold by a factor of 3 to 10 times. Why does this happen every single time? Because silver has a dual personality that gold does not have. Gold is purely a monetary metal. Silver is both a monetary metal and an industrial commodity, with no viable substitute in the modern economy. When faith in currency dies, monetary demand for silver explodes. At the exact same time, industrial demand does not disappear. It accelerates because governments and corporations can accord strategic materials before capital controls lock everything down. The result is a supply-demand vice that crushes the price upward with brutal force. Let us look at the supply side first. Global silver mine production peaked in 2016 and has been falling every year since. The Silver Institute's 2025 report shows that total mine supply dropped another 8% in 2024 and is projected to fall another 12% in 2025. Over 60% of silver comes as a byproduct of copper, lead, and zinc mining. Those base metal mines are closing because they are no longer profitable at current prices. There is no such thing as a primary silver mine that can just ramp up production when prices rise. It does not exist. The pipeline is empty. It takes 10 to 15 years to bring a new silver mine online. By the time any new supply could possibly come, Stage 6 will already be over. Now look at the demand side. Industrial silver demand hit an all-time record in 2024 and is projected to set another record in 2025. Solar panels alone consumed over 300 million ounces in 2024. Every single electric vehicle uses roughly double the silver of a combustion engine car. 5G infrastructure, medical devices, water purification systems, military applications. All of them require silver that cannot be substituted. The green energy transition that every government is forcing through guarantees industrial silver demand will never go down. It can only go up. Above-ground refined silver stocks have fallen to their lowest level since 2003. The COMEX registered inventory is under 30 million ounces. That is less than 3 days of global industrial demand. The London LBMA vaults are at their lowest level since records began. There is simply no large stockpile left to raid when the monetary rush begins. When the billionaires finally wake up and try to buy silver at scale, there will be nothing left at any price. Now let us talk about the billionaires themselves. We know from 13F filings, from insider transactions, from vault reports in Singapore and Switzerland that Ray Dalio, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, and the major institutions have accumulated massive physical gold and Bitcoin positions. We can see it. It is public. What we cannot see is any meaningful silver position from any of them. Ray Dalio's Bridgewater owns 0 physical silver.
Ow.
BlackRock's filings show 0 allocated silver. The iShares Silver Trust SLV has seen net outflows for 24 consecutive months. The billionaires are not buying silver. They're completely blind to it. Why are they blind? Because silver does not fit their mental model. Gold is the traditional monetary metal of central banks and billionaires. Bitcoin is the new monetary metal of the digital age. Silver sits in the middle and gets ignored by both camps. It is too industrial for the gold bugs and too physical for the crypto crowd. It is the orphan asset of the collapse. And that is exactly why it is setting up for the most violent upward explosion in history. Let us run the math. Current global above-ground investment silver is roughly 1 billion ounces. If just 10% of the billionaires who own gold decided to rotate 5% of their gold position into silver, that would be a demand shock of over 100 million ounces. That is more than 3 times the entire annual mine supply. If the general public wakes up at the same time, which they always do in the final panic phase, demand could easily hit 500 million ounces in a single year. Against a shrinking supply of less than 400 million ounces total, the price does not go to $200. Price goes to where the market clears. And the market will only clear north of $1,000 per ounce, possibly $2,000, possibly higher. This is not a forecast. This is simple arithmetic. The billionaires are making the exact same mistake the Roman senators made when they hoarded gold, but ignored silver. The same mistake the Weimar industrialists made when they bought art and real estate, but ignored silver. The same mistake every elite class has made in every collapse throughout history. They prepare for yesterday's war. They prepare for gradual inflation or moderate devaluation. They do not prepare for the vertical, parabolic phase that always comes at the end. Stage 6 is not gradual. Stage 6 is the phase where the currency dies in weeks or months, not years. Bank runs, capital controls, price controls, export bans on physical metal. That is when the man on the street finally understands what is happening and rushes into hard assets. By that time, the billionaires will be locked out. They will be competing with 7 billion people for an asset that has less than 1 billion investable ounces left. The transfer of wealth will be biblical. Tomorrow at 8 p.m. sharp, we reveal the exact date that Stage 6 officially begins, according to the actions of central banks, the debt ceiling schedule, and the BRICS dollarization timeline. We are going to put a circle on the calendar and count down the days. If you are still holding the majority of your wealth in dollars, stocks, or any asset tied to the dollar system, you are following the exact same playbook that destroyed the middle class in every previous collapse. So billionaires have made their mistake. They have left silver on the table. Now, do not make the same mistake they did. Like this video right now. Subscribe to the channel. And turn on the bell notification because tomorrow we put the final date on the board and the countdown officially begins. The window is closing faster than you think. I'll see you tomorrow at 8 p.m. sharp. The final cycle waits for no one.